Can you please tell everybody that I'm tripping and that you have not become Suge Knight? Because if you have, then we'll deal with that and we'll figure it out. But everybody's feelings are hurt. Nobody feels like you have come through for them. Everybody from the LBC to Carson to Compton to Los Angeles all the way up to Santa Clarita. But you've been keeping all the money and you're super rich. I love you, Snoop. Please respond to this because I'm not here to try to point the finger.
All right, listen to this. Things are getting seriously messy inside the Death Row family. And now, Ray J is diving into the drama, calling out his own cousin, Snoop Dogg. According to Ray J, people in the industry are starting to whisper that Snoop is turning into the new Suge Knight. Yeah, you heard me right. We're talking royalties, artist complaints, and accusations that some Death Row artists aren't getting paid what they're owed. So let's break down exactly what Ray J is saying, why this whole situation is blowing up online, and why the Suge Knight comparison has everyone raising eyebrows. Recently, Ray J went viral after posting videos online where he directly addressed Snoop Dogg.
Hey, yo, Snoop, you my relative. I talked to Julian. I talked to Daz. I talked to Corrupt. I talked to everybody, and everybody's telling me you turned into the new Suge. I don't want to believe that, Snoop. I don't want to believe that you turned into the new Suge. I want to believe that you've given everybody what they deserved. And everything that they ever didn't get, you taking over Death Row was supposed to be the one to be the savior to give everybody what they needed. On the street is that you haven't given anybody nothing. And you became the new Suge. I don't want to believe that, Snoop. I want you to respond, and I want you to tell me that you're not the new Suge. I want you to tell me that you gave everybody all the publishing and all the rights and everything that they deserved. You're a great person. I love you. Can you please tell everybody that I'm tripping and that you have not become Suge Knight? Because if you have, then we'll deal with that and we'll figure it out. But everybody's feelings are hurt. Nobody feels like you have come through for them. Everybody from the LBC to Carson to Compton to Los Angeles all the way up to Santa Clarita. But you've been keeping all the money and you're super rich. I love you, Snoop. Please respond to this because I'm not here to try to point the finger. But when Dash tells me something, Julian tells me something, and then there's like 20 other people that's telling me other things that are surprising. Because the last thing I thought that you would be is the new Suge Knight. Make it make sense, Snoop.
Ray J basically came out and said that people in the industry have been telling him something that's been weighing on him. They're saying Snoop Dogg is starting to move like Suge Knight. And for anyone who knows hip-hop history, that is not a casual comparison. Ray J explained he's hearing complaints from artists tied to Death Row Records claiming royalties aren't being handled properly and that artists aren't being treated fairly. Now, he made it clear he's not trying to disrespect Snoop. He's speaking up because it's family, and he doesn't want Snoop's legacy damaged if these problems are real. Ray J basically warned, people are saying you're turning into Suge Knight, and the internet absolutely blew up. Now, if you know Death Row's history, you understand why that comparison hits hard. Back in the 90s, Death Row was one of the most powerful labels in hip-hop, launching careers like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Tupac. But the label also became infamous for controversy, intimidation, and artists claiming they weren't getting paid fairly. A lot of those accusations were aimed at Suge Knight, who eventually lost control of the label after legal battles and bankruptcy. Fast forward to today, Snoop Dogg actually bought Death Row Records in 2022 and promised to restore the legendary label in a positive way. So when people started saying similar issues are cropping up again, that's when things got uncomfortable. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Ray J isn't the first to raise concerns. Some former Death Row artists have already been speaking out about business disputes tied to the label. For example, Daz Dillinger accused Snoop Dogg of trying to take control of music rights and trademarks connected to Death Row artists.
one thing too. I be hearing people say, since Snoop got death row, they didn't try to get no royalties and stuff before then. I'm the only I always try to get royalties. Been on their ass ever since. E1, Koch, everybody. Everybody gonna get it. You hanging with them, it's just like in the street. You hanging with them and they get shot, you gonna get too. So hey, guilty by association. Coming to get mine, man. Like I said before, that money. I don't want the money. I just want the rights. Because when you get the rights, the money comes. So you know what I'm saying? Keep that money. I don't give a about that money. I got money. I got money. I got money. Got the money.
Daz claimed that Snoop was cutting deals around the catalog and using royalties tied to other artists' work. Snoop fired back online, basically brushing off the accusations and saying his cousin was just hating and, of course, broke.
I see you ain't got shit to do but hate on me, huh? In a minute, I'ma you up, cuz, on some real shit. Not physically, but business-wise. Cuz you broke as a right now, so I'ma you up in a minute, cuz. Leave me alone. Leave me the alone. Leave me alone, cuz. You up. Leave me alone.
And hold up, on top of that, Nate Dogg's son came forward just last week, claiming that Snoop Dogg was taking royalties from Nate Dogg's old catalog.
But supposedly Snoop, got the okay from my grandma to go to her house and get my pop's masters. She, pretty much showed him where the masters were, however this occurred, and he left with the masters.
So, tension inside the death row circle has clearly been simmering for a while, and now, with Ray J stepping in, the drama takes on an entirely new layer. But listen, Ray J's message wasn't just about throwing shade, it came off more like a warning. He basically said Snoop has built one of the most respected legacies in hip-hop, and if artists are truly feeling cheated or mistreated, that reputation could start to shift. Ray J stressed that the last thing he wants is for Snoop to end up with the same kind of reputation that's followed Suge Knight for decades, because once the industry brands you that way, it's almost impossible to shake. Right now, Snoop Dogg hasn't directly responded to Ray J's comments, but knowing how hip-hop works, and with this situation blowing up online, we could see a reply sooner rather than later, especially considering Death Row is still one of the most iconic labels in hip-hop history. And if more artists continue speaking out about money and royalties, this could spark a much larger conversation about ownership and fairness in the music industry. But I want to hear from you. Do you think Ray J is protecting Snoop Dogg's legacy, or is he exposing issues that fans didn't know about? And more importantly, could Snoop Dogg's Death Row actually end up in the same kind of situation the label had back in the Suge Knight era? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. The Death Row situation might just be getting started, because hip-hop drama never sleeps. And trust me, if anything else pops off, I'll be covering it, so keep it locked right here.